Hello everybody and welcome back to F1 2019 Formula 2 Career Mode. We are in Azerbaijan for the Baku Grand Prix. We're here on our qualifying lap. This is our fastest qualifying lap of the session, coming with just over 2 minutes to go. I actually did run a lap after this, but it started to rain pretty hard on that lap, so just decided to call it quits on that lap and use this one as the best lap. And you'll notice we're pretty far down the sheet right now. I actually really struggled with the car for this track. At Baku, it seemed like you could actually do some stuff with the car. You know, you were allowed to drive it deeper into the corners than you should. But at Baku, there's just no room for error. You have to drive a certain way, otherwise you just weren't going to have a good lap time. And it's something I noticed that I really struggled with throughout the whole weekend. But here we come through the final corner onto the long straightaway now to complete our lap. In 13th at the moment, coming across the line. Where does it put us for the race? P11. So P11 is all we got, and that is where we're going to start the feature race.
Welcome back to Baku. We're on the edge of the Caspian Sea in a bustling, vibrant capital, which for only the third time plays host to Formula 2. This is not your usual racing circuit. It provides one of the most complete tests for the field. Sector 1 sports a set of 90-degree corners around the block, if you like. Sector 2 gets even tighter with the old city rules. Sector 3 just turns 16 to negotiate, and then 2.2 kilometers flat to the floor, full throttle in 6th gear, all the way to the end. I'm not the only one sitting here today who's looking forward to today's race. My friend and ex-GP2 champion Davide Valsecchi next to me is already on the edge of his seat awaiting the start of the event. How's it going today?
Hello there, Alex. I'm great, thank you, and very excited to get started. I have a feeling we are in for a very special event today.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Guan Yu Zhou lines up on pole position, and it's Sergio Sette Camara in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have De Vries, Schumacher, Juan Manuel Correa, and Aitken, Hubert, Matsushita, Latifi, Luca Ghiotto, Boccalacci, Delatraz, Giuliano Alesi, and Raghunathan, Mazepin, Galeo, Boscho, and Jordan King. Ilott and Tatiana Calderon completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Keep your eyes open on the run to turn 1 and keep it clean. We want to come out in one piece. Good luck.
And at Baku, that's really all you can hope for, is just to come out of this race in one piece. Starting in 11th, outside the points, we take a look at the strategy. Pretty straightforward. Not really a whole lot we can change on there. But without further ado, let's get to the race. Here come the lights. 3, 4, 5. Lights out, and we're away at Baku for the feature race. A relatively decent start for us in the mid-pack. Not losing too many spots like we did. In fact, we're actually going to look up the inside. Not going to really get the move done. Yes, we're going to get one position on the start there as we head through turn 1 into turn 2 for the first time. Looking at the inside of the 8, not going to be able to get it done there, and we're going to hold position as we head down the straightaway, heading to turn number 3 for the first time in this race. So a relatively good start for us, especially compared to our starts at the Bahrain racetrack. You can see we're already losing a little bit of ground to the cars in front of us. I really struggled for grip and pace all race weekend. It's something you'll notice throughout this video. I really had to push the car to keep up, and in the process it just absolutely destroyed the tires. But heading through the end of Sector 1 into turns 5 and 6 for the first time, heading down towards turn 7 in the castle section. And the other thing is, especially with these cars being spec, it is just so hard to pass. And especially this part right here, though, basically all of Sector 2, you can't really make a pass. not in this first part of the castle section anyway. And it's very difficult in these spec cars that are all equal to make any passes in turns 13, 14, or 15, where it's just kind of full throttle single file. So we're going to maintain position here as we head through the castle section for the first time through turn 15, one of the most difficult corners on the whole track, and then head towards turn 16, where hopefully we can get some really good runs down the straightaway. One thing I noticed is, as you'll see coming up here through turns 18 and 19, I was able to get through there a lot better, kind of like turns 11 and 12 at Bahrain. And that allowed for such momentum. As you can see here, we're actually going to have a run here. We're going to look to the left-hand side, riding on board now with us. Alongside the gate car heading down the straightaway, so many passes being made on the straightaway, and it looks like we're going to maybe take advantage. Yes, we will. Heading through turn 1, putting us up into 10th. But meanwhile, in the back of the pack, Jordan King, as he comes through turn 2, the engine just completely lets go on his car, and he's out of the race before it even really started, out on lap 2. Another driver out on lap 2, like we've seen in every race so far this season. Jumping ahead towards the end of lap 2 now, you can see we're right behind Matsushita and Latifi. Some of the drivers were battling, I know we're going to be battling for the championship. As we head through turns 18 and 19 now, you can see the run we get on Matsushita. Actually kind of have to back off just a little heading into that corner, allowing us to get along to the right side of him. We actually lose a little bit of ground down the straightaway. We dip back behind Carlin driver, getting some more slipstream. We're going to be able to use that to try to go to the outside in turns 1 and 2 here. You can see we're side by side entering the corner, and I leave him plenty of room here, and he just drives way too far to the left. I think it makes a little bit of contact with the wall and actually loses the spot to us pretty much on his own fault there. So we'll take it, and we're up in the P9. Jumping ahead now to the end of lap 3, you can see we had caught up to Latifi and Carrera. We're actually going to take Latifi on the outside, look to the outside of Carrera as well, and we're actually going to maybe get 2 spots in one go. Yes, we are. A great move by us to get 2 spots, putting us up into P7 on lap 4. Now, the main reason you're seeing us jump so much to these parts of the track in between laps is because, like I said, it's just so hard to pass in Sector 2 that really it's just follow the leader. And all the passes are taking place, for us at least, in Sector 3 at this time. Around lap 4, we started P11. We're already up into P7, as now we look to get ahead of Antoine Hubert in P6 at the time. So jumping ahead to the end of lap 4, I actually decided to make an audible here. Decided to come into the pits now, because I was really abusing those super soft tires. Or I believe the ultra soft tires, my bad. And decided to go ahead and go onto the mediums for the rest of the race. The hope was to do the undercut so I wouldn't get caught in pit traffic and maybe be able to take advantage of the clean air in front of me to set down some good lap times, get the heat in my tires so I didn't have to struggle so much when I came out of the pits with everyone else. So this dropped us all the way back down to the bottom of the grid of cars still running, but we're going to use the clean air to our advantage, hopefully. So as we jump to the end of lap 6 onto lap 7, you can see on the track map the first half of the field is pitting at this time. We're going to see where they come out in relation to us. Now, Hubert is who we were racing with. We were actually behind Zhao, I believe it's pronounced, and he's actually going to come out in front of us. So we actually did lose a little bit of time on that pit exchange, it looks like. However, not too much, because he wasn't that far behind us, so we just come out right behind him, which honestly I'm kind of happy with. Then you can see we jump to the end of this lap here, and the rest of the field is in the pits. So this was kind of going to be the real test here to see where we compare, see if it worked out at all, or if it completely backfired and we just ended up losing spots. So we were P7 before this whole thing started when we decided to come on into the pits. Have 2 extra laps on the tires compared to these guys, 1 compared to the guys who pit in front of us. And there they are. You can see coming out of pits, it looks like just 1 spot we lost, which, to be fully honest, I'm not that upset with. As you see Latifi down side by side. And with the run here and DRS, we're actually going to maybe look to make it 3 wide. I do look to the right-hand side here, but just not able to use the momentum, and I back out of it before entering the corner, looking to the left there to maybe see if one of them makes an error that we can take advantage of. do the same here, looking to the right-hand side, but not pressing the issue, because you definitely cannot run 3 wide, or you can barely go 2 wide. And he actually checks up there, Zhao, and we actually have to go to the right-hand side, looking into turn 5 and 6. We're able to make the move on the switchback of the corners,
Nice move.
and we're right back to where we were before the pits, so I guess it worked. Jumping ahead here onto lap 9 now. You can see we're still in 7th, but Latifi is starting to get away from us, especially on the medium tires. Just like Bahrain, I was really struggling for grip as you see me lock up. Really sideways out of the corner. That's going to allow him to use the DRS to get alongside of us and actually get past us entering turn 3. Down to 8th, down to 9th for a split second as Delatraz gets past us. And we're sideways again, just struggling for grip everywhere on this track right now. So we're going to lose 2 spots here. We're down to P9 now. And we're going to have the number 8 behind us again as we head through 5 and 6 there. Not enjoying the way the car's driving at this point. Really struggling for grip. And just overall very slow during this stage of the race.
Okay,
The cloud cover honestly isn't helping. Even though it helps to have the cool weather, it actually kind of hurt us because for some reason it just wasn't allowing my tires to get up to the proper temperatures, it seemed. Or maybe I was overheating them at this point and just didn't know it yet. But jumping ahead here to the end of that lap, you can see we actually got back up alongside of them and managed to take both of them for a split second in the corner. But then the 7 gets past us again. Looking into the corner there, we're able to hold on to the spot. Then we ride on board. We're going to use the DRS, hopefully to our advantage on the straightaway. That is the nice thing about this track, is that if you lose those spots, you're more than likely going to get them back at the end of the lap, thanks to the long straightaway and DRS zone. So put us back into P8 for the time being. Zhao in front of us. Looking to see what we can maybe do here as we head towards 5 and 6 again. Not going to be able to do anything here. We're just going to have to ride in the castle section until the end of lap 11 once again. But we're back into P8, so we're just kind of stagnant around this area. And right now, being P8 would be great, because that would actually put us first for the next race, as we're sideways entering the castle section. But 7th wouldn't be bad either, because that would put us P2, so still on the front row of the grid. We just don't want to lose any more spots at this point in the race. So here we are at the end of lap 11, right still in the same spot we were, because against the castle section, nothing really happens. You can see we're going to have DRS here, and we should have it again on the next race. That puts us in a good spot to potentially get 7th. And really at this point in the race, that's all we're going to be able to go for, is we take a huge, deep lunge down the inside. And you're going to see the replay here from the onboard of the of Zhao here, and you can see it was a very stupid move on my part to go that late. Poor driving standards on my part, I'll fully admit it. But you know, sometimes you just gotta send it. You can see it's actually going to allow his teammate to get along to the inside of us. He gets past him. Now they're both going to have DRS on me down this straightaway. So the 8's going to get past. Now Zhao to the right-hand side of us. He's going to get us as well. And then we've lost 2 spots after gaining 1. However, we're still on his left-hand side just a little. You can see in his mirror, but not too much. He's going to hold the spot there, but gets through turn 4 so terribly it allows us to get back on his inside. And we're heading towards turns 5 and 6. I am on his inside because he left the room way open. Side by side through turn 6 just doesn't work. We make contact and around goes Zhao. And he's out of the points well and truly. And you can be the judge of this, as we're going to see it here from my view now. I just went for the move on the inside. And I thought I had cleared him. Didn't realize he was still all the way there. And just to me, it was a racing incident, but I could also see how it was my fault. You know, you can make the call on that. But I thought I had cleared him, and honestly, in my mind, my argument would be, if the stewards came to us as, well, he should know not to try to be side by side in that corner. But all in all, unfortunate, and I will accept the blame if that's where you want to put it. You can see here just contact right there and just nothing, can't take anything back now. As you can see on lap 13, Sete Camara, he DNFs with a blown engine. So not a good run here for Sete Camara. Qualified poorly in the back of the pack, and it looks like that's where he's going to finish. And for one of the drivers that we were competing with in the championship, he is going to have a rough time now in the feature sprint race as well. As you can see here on lap 14, we lost traction there out of turn 14 and actually get passed by Delatrez heading into lap 15. So a potential spot lost. However, as we lock it up heading into turn 16, should give us DRS, but we're not able to really do anything with it on this lap. Really, it's going to be the next lap is where we're going to try to get our position back. As we head onto the long straightaway here, I'm thinking maybe I can get it. We are going to have the DRS, because luckily we got passed right before the DRS zone, allowing us to have the DRS. Not quite able to get there. We're going to get there right at the straightaway. We looked to the left-hand side, but decided to make a better judgment call than that after the couple of incidents I've had so far in this race. Both with the same driver, of course. But we're just going to stay in P8 right now, and then hopefully on the straightaway make another lunge with the DRS to try to get 7th place back. But right now we want to at least hold P8, because again, that will put us on P1 for the sprint race, which would really help us, because track position at this track I think matters more than anything. As we head through turns 3 and 4 and into sector 2, we're going to jump ahead now to the end of that lap. You can see up the front, Nick DeVries has won the race. We're going to head through turns 18 and 19 for the final time. We get such a good run there. Here we come on Delatrez. It's going to be really close at the line. We are going to have DRS. It's going to be an all-out sprint. We have the DRS. We're activating it. We're going to look to the left-hand side of Delatrez, and at the stripe, we are going to get it, and we are going to finish P7 in this race.
Take care of the car on the way in.
So another fantastic victory for ART today. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
This race, this win, was about one thing and one thing only: consistency. Anyone can be quick for just one lap, but there's a difference between that and being quick every lap, over and over and over. If you can do that, if you can gain ground when your opponents make mistakes, but then not make mistakes on your own, you can just push and push.
ART, the French team who have been racing since the 90s in various forms of motorsport, are once again back on the winner's podium today after a brilliant display of driving skill. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. The gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race for our championship leader. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
Carlo Magliot, for me, he made the difference. He was just the best driver of the day, overall.
On to the teams then. Campos have extended their lead at the top of the championship. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from ART this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. After all this drama, you would be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
And see you will, because we're actually going to jump right into it after this. And you'll see why. But as we take a quick look at the order here, you can see Jordan King and Sete Camara for Dams not finishing. And taking a quick look at the standings, that helps us in the driver's standing, as Aiken is only 11 points behind us. And in the team standings, it really helps us get ahead of the Dams cars. But yeah, we're actually going to jump right into the sprint race now, because the things that happened in very quick succession. So here we are, we're on the grid for the sprint race. Here come the lights. You can see we're starting in P2 because of our finish in the feature race. Lights out and we're away. A relatively good start for us. We're going to manage to hold on to second here, heading into the first corner as it's 3 wide. Managed to clear, and we are into second. Not without some fighting, though. Here comes the number 8 around the outside. not able to get done. Slight contact with the wall for him, but we're in second. You can see Aiken's behind us, gaining some ground, so good for Campos in terms of a team championship. As we head into turns 3 and 4 for the first time, you can see already the lead he's built out at this stage of the race. I mean, we were just so slow on these medium tires that really track position, I think, was going to get us a decent finish in this race, and that was about it. But I like this shot because you can see at just the first part of the lap how big the gap had gotten. But at the end of lap 1, heading on to lap 2, more trouble for Sete Camara in the Dams car. Heading through turn 1, the engine let goes, and it's 2 races this weekend where he will DNF with an engine problem. Just so unfortunate for him. And the Dams team not needing that in terms of the constructors' points. But then we actually jumped all the way to lap 6, and Zhao, who we had contact with in the first race, running in the back, has an engine failure as well in turns 15, heading down towards 16, and he's out of the race as well. So 2 non-points finishes for him as well this weekend. And that really hurts his team as well in his championship hopes as he comes to a crawl and a stop in turn 16. But jumping ahead here, we actually go straight to the final lap. Delatraz, you can see how far ahead he is. He wins easily the sprint race. And we're going to take a look behind us, and there's no one behind us. It was a very boring race for me. I started second, finished second. And if it wasn't for Delatraz, we would have had a dominant victory, actually. But we come across the line in second, in perhaps the most uneventful race I have done in my entire life. And looking at what that does for the team standings, we now have a 44-point lead over Carlin, as Dams has fallen to third, 48 points back after a very disappointing race for Sete Camara twice. And looking at the drivers' standings, Aiken actually loses second place to DeVries, who takes over second place. Both drivers not that far behind me. But here's a quick look at the standings from that sprint race. Like I said, it was a very boring race, and I wasn't going to subject you guys to watching that whole thing. But I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.